15th of September 2024. This is ICAC Compact. I'm Norman Michael Asian. I have just a few minutes here before I have to get ready to go, but I wanted to cover something that I've known about for a while, just haven't had the chance to deal with, and that is a entrapment case here in the Fourth Circuit, Fourth U.S. Court system, Fourth Circuit, which covers Maryland, Virginia, West Virginia, and the two Carolinas. And in this case, this is a case involving a man who is a Egyptian permanent resident of the United States, Mikel Elbodhadady, if I've got it right. And this is, let's see, what is the number? Number 22-4194, if you want to follow it in the Fourth Circuit here. But this is a very interesting case because, once again, for those of you out there who say that entrapment cases are reviewed on a case-by-case basis, when we're talking about a sexual offense, please find me one where it has actually been entertained recently. And by recently, I mean the last 25 years or so. I haven't found one, but I've not exhaustively searched, so maybe you've got one that you can share with me. But almost all of them, in our experience, have been completely swept aside and completely ignored, and so too in this case as well. So this man is in Ohio. He answered a Craigslist ad here a couple of years ago. Young mama bear in town looking for family-friendly activities. My little cubs love to play. It's important to know a couple of things up front. Number one, El-Baghdadi does not speak very good English. His native language would be Arabic. I've looked up cubs and everything. I don't see how he could have been confused on that. And as you read through, it certainly appears that he was interested in this type of fun that this detective was peddling. Of course, in this ad, the court made a point of quoting the detective who said that the ad was not specifically, did not specifically come out and state the purpose of the ad. So, that's part of the trickery and deceit, of course. But El-Baghdadi actually bit and he indicated an interest, but predominantly an interest in the woman and the 13-year-old. As it turned out, after he drove from Ohio to West Virginia, he met the undercover operative, and she asked him as they were walking to the house if he was interested in the 11-year-old. Now, the court found here in the circuit, I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit, but basically found that the district court found that he had, in fact, indicated that. The appeals court denied that, and in denying that, denied the enhancement that would have added substantial years to it. He should have been given something between 5 and 7 years. He was given something on the order of 30 years. And they downward brought it down to about 10 years, I think 120 months. But even that was too high, according to the appeals court, when El-Baghdadi, who appealed the entrapment portion of it as well as the enhancement, got the entrapment thrown out. Appeals court wouldn't look at that, but they did look at the enhancement, and they said that the enhancement did not indicate that he had expressed any interest in the 11-year-old. Of course, most of us would look at it and say 13-year-old, 11-year-old, it's the same, but in the law, it's not. So it's important to realize in this case that the enhancement issue was the primary issue. It was the enhancement that wasn't going to fly with the upper court, and that the court had applied the wrong standard, the district court had, when it sentenced him. Interestingly, though, the appeals court made a point of pointing out the Sherman case, U.S. v. Sherman of 1958, which says that you needed evidence of predisposition and that the law enforcement is not allowed to, and I'm quoting almost directly, I didn't write down the actual part from Sherman, but you can look it up. They are not allowed, law enforcement, to create the crime around the person, which is exactly what they're doing now. That's exactly what they're doing. And again, I'm not giving a pass to El-Baghdadi or anyone else. And certainly those who have actually looked at my case They've looked at it, and if they're honest, they don't see anywhere where it was remotely sexual compared to this, where it is overtly sexual. Um, but still, that doesn't stop the trolls from claiming that I'm some kind of pedophile, despite over almost 40 years of dealing with children, going back to my camp counselor days where there was never any kind of a complaint, founded or unfounded. But again, the trolls don't run the show, fortunately. But this case is very interesting because predisposition comes up, and they were supposed to look at that. And courts, as we know, routinely ignore predisposition as well. So I'd like you to look at that. They have vacated his sentence and remanded this for resentencing, which should be in the 5 to 7 range. So you may want to look at that. If you see anything that I did not get, please let me know. I'm going to post another one based on the Restorative Action Alliance and some of the things that they have discovered about the registry in their areas. With that, I'm Norman Michaelation, and have a good day.